Right.
So it's just with you know, PlayStation and Xbox had that competition going, and it was really cool because it was like, oh well, PlayStation, we don't have to pay for all that shit. But it's like with Xbox, it's like, well, you do, but you might get like the newest game on like a discount, or you might get it for free or whatever. And Xbox had some bangers, dude. It's just
They
how that's
do.
just how it was.
Dude, I think 360, PS2 and 360, that's the peak of, maybe PS3 as well. That's the peak of, you know, console gaming.
Mm, telling you,
'Cause
dude, it's like nowadays nobody gives a fuck anymore. It's like all it is about talking about what's it called, inflation and shit. It's like
Mhm.
nobody was giving a fuck about inflation back then. All of a sudden, everybody gives a damn.
True. I think what's also crazy, like during people started caring, like people started caring about small things too. Like you can't cuss on Call of Duty anymore. And like when I was growing up on Call of Duty, dude, if my mic was messing up like how it was earlier, dude, the whole server would kill me.
Mm,
That would be like feel for them, like get a better fucking mic. You're poor, like you know
mm.
something like that.
They be saying all types of shit.
Dude, I had this. So my friend gave me. So PlayStation 3, they had like a webcam mic you can put on. It was like like Sony PlayStation made it,
Yeah.
and my friend gave it to me, and my mic broke, so I used that as alternative. Dude, everyone on the server was shitting on me. They're calling my mic Goodwill Mike,
Mm. That's
and I was like,
hilarious.
I was pissed.
Mm.
What do you mean it's a Goodwill Mike? Like,
But nowadays with the release of the PS4, they had the little microphone that you plugged into the controller. And I'm not gonna
oh yeah,
lie, I lost the hell out of that shit.
mm,
First of all, I lost it. Second of all, nobody really used it, but it was it was actually kind of convenient if you didn't already have a microphone. They legitimately gave you a, at least it was an earbud, but you had some type of mic to talk to people online.
oh right.
And I stand by this, the biggest banger that PlayStation had whenever they first came out with the PS4 was Rocket League.
I remember you mentioning that.
That was the highest PlayStation had ever gotten. And other than that, dude, it's like, yeah, they had some good games as well after the fact. But dude, it was like ever since those first couple years, man, it's just been downhill. Like the free games weren't as good anymore. You know, it's like there used to be a sort of hype whenever the newest free game of the month came out. It'd be like you get on the game, be like, "Oh, you guys, the new game of the month coming out. Like we know what's coming out, and let's all get on it together and play." And you don't get that anymore because the game is fucking trash.
Right.
It's like, and then another thing that gets me is you remember the first Destiny game.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember back then they were talking about making it like a 5 or 6 part series of a game that would last upon like, you know, years and years of content. But they said recently, I just figured this out. They said that they're not gonna be coming out with the Destiny 3 anytime soon. Like they weren't even planning it.
That's wild, but also I'm not so surprised because once they gave Destiny 2 free to play, I kind of knew something was up.
Dude, that shit actually kind of pissed me off because it's like that was a promise that they made. Like Destiny was supposed to be like this huge fucking thing, dude. And I don't know what happened. It was just like Destiny 1 came out, you know, you paid for it and everything, and it did. We had to pay for Destiny 1, right?
Right.
So you pay for Destiny 1, and then they had the thing with the raids, which was like, okay, you actually have to plan out with your buddies and figure out a time and date to do the raid together because you have to do it in real time. There's no um, matchmaking.
Hmm.
and that was awesome, dude. That was the craziest shit Destiny ever had. And legend, I think it was the yellow ones, I forget which one they were called, like the legendary elite weapons were so hard to get, dude. Oh my god. But when you got them, you were like a god in the game. And now you can just get them by like doing the most basic fucking missions.
That's dumb.
It's really fucking dumb, dude. And then uh and then they just decided to do like, okay, we're just gonna make Destiny 2 free or something like that. And I was like, okay. I don't know. I don't think I really had an issue with it. I didn't have an issue with the game being, well, no, actually, no, I did. Because you paid for Destiny 2, and I was like, yo, like, this is, the multi part series that I'm investing my money into. This is going to be
Right.
huge. So you bought Destiny 2, come find out, oh, well, we're just going to make it free. What the fuck? Made it free
See,
for everybody. And then after the fact, oh, well, we don't think we're gonna do a Destiny 3. We're gonna give everybody the elite weapons. And the beginning of the game was like, oh, like you lose all your shit from Destiny 1 just to, bro, I don't know what it is, but I kind of liked the fact that they had a scenario where you lose everything in the second game
hmm
because I don't ever think that they were gonna have players lose their shit forever. But
right.
I would have been like, don't give their shit back after like one fucking mission because everybody gets pissy at the very beginning. Like they haven't even played through the entire game yet. Like get into the game, dude. All this work that you put in to get those crazy ass weapons are supposed to have meaning behind it. And when you play the game, you're supposed to be like, yo, holy shit, like I got stripped of my powers. Like I want my shit back. Don't get mad at the devs, just play the game and get your shit back. That's the point of the game. Like
Right.
the sanctuary that we had that we were fighting for got destroyed.
100%.
So I don't know. I wasn't really mad about it. It didn't matter how much work I put into it. It was just the fact of the matter was it's a video game. We know we're gonna get our stuff back. That's
Right.
that's how games go. Like what did you think that we were just gonna lose our shit forever and just never get it back? What
That'd be
sense would
wild.
that make?
That would be wild.
It would be. It's like that's why I was wondering why people were getting so mad about it. I was like, you guys, this is a project that's going on. I don't know.
No, I got you, man.
What were you about to say?
Oh, like I remember I didn't buy Destiny 2, but hearing the news, even I was like, what? Like I was mad for people that bought the game, especially for my little cousin. He's a big Destiny fan, and he's been with it since one and bought Destiny 2. I don't know, that kind of screws. I don't know. To me, it screws people over.
Yeah, it really does because people bought into this series that's supposed to keep going. And it's just now we're just like at a standstill. Like they just keep adding more DLC and more little story. Bruh, how long are you gonna play fucking Destiny 2? It's been like how many years now? I don't even know how many years it's been out.
It came out my freshman year, so 2017.
That is insane, dude. It's been 8 years, man.
Yeah, but like I said, once it did become free to play, I knew something was up.
I
I
think
immediately was
that's I
like,
think that's sad, man. Like I understand like it's high ambition, but at least communicate with the players more about that type of thing. Unless I just wasn't paying attention and they actually did say something.
I don't know. Either way, it's just insane.
Hell, it is. I don't know.
Like this. To be honest with you, once that started happening, I just knew gaming was falling. Like that, and then not like gaming as a whole. It's just I realized company practice of gaming, it fell down. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like how we handle video games and how they're presented and stuff. Like I said before, we got all these Chinese, Japanese games coming out for free with
Right.
good ass gameplay and good story. And we're over here in America trying to be like, oh well, inflation. We want to make our games $100 now to put out the same shit we always have, bro. Like it was like one statement that GTA 6 was gonna be $100, and I was like, at first I was like, okay, you know, if it's GTA 6, it's huge, right? I would actually be fine with that. I'd be like, okay, that is worth $100. And now all these other fucking companies will be like, oh, that's the standard. We want to do that now, bro. Y'all are using the same damn code y'all used last year to make the same shit.
Yeah.
Like y'all aren't making a whole new game.
Listen, you may call me crazy, but I disagree. GTA 6 should be $100 because one, the coding and all that's there, but they've had over 10 years to make the game, and not just that. They knew, they knew. I don't know. They had so much money in the past. Basically, how I see it is, if they do, I could be wrong, but if they do $60, they're still gonna make money. They're not losing money by doing lower than $60, in my opinion.
You know, I actually so I technically agree with both sides. I mean, I don't know how that's really interpreted, but I see, oh, my bad. I see your point of view and I see my point of view. So it's like I agree with the fact that it shouldn't be $100 because obviously it's just a video game. They have the resources to make it. It honestly doesn't have to be $100, especially if they'd want people who, especially people who don't play that many games like that, to have access to it. So,
Right.
and they don't need to make it $100. They can make it 60 or even 70 if they really want to push it. But I mean,
See,
dude, they had so much money from like GTA 5, but they also had so many events on GTA 5 where they're just like, oh, here's like, you know, we're gonna give out money to players who just log in, which is really cool because it's like that's longtime fans. You get money to play the game, and it's like that's money you don't have to grind for or buy.
Right.
And they have microtransactions, like they got shark cards and shit. So it's kind of like I don't know. I respect Rockstar,
I do too.
but they're gonna make money from it regardless.
For sure.
Um,
This could be. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I just don't think other games need to be $100. It's just they like to talk about, oh well, like the difference between now and then is like it should be way over $100 now compared to money standards back then. And it was like, okay, well, okay, do you want to make it $100 or do you not want people to buy your game at all? Then
Right.
it's like you need to. These people aren't thinking like consumers anymore, man. They're just here
No.
about the money. And it's
Yep.
crazy.
And it throws me off because, like, I think you and I growing up wasn't about the money. Like, many CEOs or many presidents of the game companies, they were gamers themselves.
Yeah.
Now that's why I like woke content, for example. I think it's just greed.
At this point.
But did you see the Japanese people were getting pissed about it?
What about the inflation stuff?
No, just like the woke content.
Mm, yeah, I saw that. The DEI stuff and whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess that stuff doesn't really matter that much to me, but it's just kind of like oh man.
You're good. Oh no, I'm getting tired too.
Well, but they're just not they're not a part of America.
Right.
They're just not like over here. So first of all, they're not gonna understand it because it's a cultural difference. And second of all, they're not a part of this shit. So it's like, yeah, they're gonna be pissed.
True.
So it's just like it'd be kind of like if for example, I don't know how to describe it or come up with a different way that it would be for us versus them. It's kind of like what is
Us.
something that they do for us that would make us mad?
Mm, I know one. No, I'm joking. Messing up an ending of an anime. No, I'm just joking. I'm not too sure.
I mean, even with that, let's just say let's say for example um Goku and Vegeta, the original voice actors for them are just like, we don't want to do it for this season for stupid reasons, and we're just gonna fuck everything up. Like, we would be mad about that because it's like, dude, you're messing with our characters. Like, they're not our characters, they're technically originally Japanese, but
You're
like,
messing up.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
So basically, it's kind of like you're fucking with my boys. So we get mad about that, and it's kind of like, um, for them, they probably wouldn't care because it's their characters, it's not
Right.
ours, and we don't understand, the difference between Japan and us, and we take our stuff to a certain degree compared to them, and I don't know. Basically, I kind of messed up my point, but
Yeah,
um,
I see where you're going with.
yeah, I was trying to find something that we would get mad at them about, but nowadays I think we get mad at everything at this point.
We do, we do. Where I think, unfortunately, due to the internet, where oh god, I sound old.
Mm,
We get offended over every small thing. Like for
yeah,
example, I mean, you just you say one small thing wrong, someone's gonna be offended over that.
mm. Well, sometimes I've seen some people say it's because people don't know how to have a debate anymore or have a conversation. I don't think, and it's kind of
True.
like you can. One thing that I see people doing is people are still saying like some wild stuff sometimes, but
Mhm.
they're not getting like reprimanded like you would think or canceled because it's just there's no point in trying to cancel them. I think the cancel stuff is kind of calmed down compared to what it
Yeah,
used to be.
I agree with that.
And I guess we're starting to get to a point where we just don't care about that anymore. Like, if you don't care about being canceled, then you're not going to be canceled, and you're not going to be like, it's not going to affect you.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
I think the only thing I'm really concerned about is the censorship stuff, which,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know, man. Companies like to censor everything.
True. Everything's unfortunately it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah,
Censorship is because I mean, can I, for example, let's look at religion. Religion's starting to get censored,
yeah.
and back then, like 10 years ago, that was never a problem or censored.
Mm, America is such a melting pot.
Right.
It's just everything.
It is. Yeah. It's just weird in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to word it, but
Man, I'll see. How do you see it? The way oh, I guess people are trying to find different ways about the gotcha system, and I guess people are trying to see like, yo, like this shit is. It's not. It is technically gambling, but it's not like. Oh,
uh,
that is right. You know what's one big thing that we kind of give slack on, like Japan or something with anime? It's like the cute aspect of everything, right? So
yeah,
we see everything as so sexual, but Japan, like, that's their norm, sort of. Like, they'll see something that's cute and then will automatically make it into something sexual or whatever.
I
When
agree.
for them, a lot of them, and granted, they probably do see it as sexual to some degree eventually, but the original, um and maybe I might be wrong about it, but I think the original um reasoning is it's just supposed to be like, just cute.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, we can look at the conversation we had last night with Digimon. Cause
Yeah, the Digimon thing, I can see why it would be censored in America, but I think
right,
Digimon is kind of out there as well. Anyways, like I said with the gun stuff, is like, well, they do have guns in the show, but they don't censor any of that, and they have some crazy shit. They have some like little Digimon stories that'll go kind of wild eventually, and it's
right,
like, well, what's up with that? But they'll censor or like get rid of Venusmon.
true.
I don't know,
It
but
it's weird. Not, I don't know how to word
there's so many tropes
it. There is.
in Japan. They're very serious about their damn voice acting, dude.
I like that though, personally.
I like it too because I can watch anime and I can
Mhm.
really feel the emotion for like um the amount of work people will put into their stuff.
Right.
But I think, and it's not that people in America don't put work into the voice acting. It's just we're a lot more lenient about it.
True. I do agree with that as well.
Now I will say shows like, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, stuff like that. Now that's a different story. But when we're talking about like independent people or independent projects,
Mhm.
there's only so much you'll like put into it sometimes. So
Right.
it just depends.
You're definitely right on that.
Like, but yeah, no, like I'm playing Tribe 9 and like listening to them, it's just like crazy.
Right.
Oh, and then
The
another thing, listening to a dub of an original Japanese show is wild because it's like it's like always hit or miss for me. Like I was watching one anime. Do you know there's this one anime called I'll solo any boss in a dungeon to clock out on time?
yeah, I've been hearing about that. I hear it's very good.
So I've been watching it, um, and it is good. I like it. Um, I actually like the English voice actor for the girl, the main character.
Hmm.
She actually does a really good job, and a lot of times I won't listen to a dub because sometimes it's kind of bland when I hear it,
Right.
and it's because the way we do animation versus them, it's weird for the voice acting because the way their mouth moves and the way they speak is a little bit
Right.
different. so it just ends up being like cut off at certain times, or they're like little pauses that we don't usually do, so it just sounds off,
I agree with that.
which is it's not anybody's fault, but
True. My
um
dad, it reminds me of what my dad used to say about it. Um,
oh what.
he just said he didn't like anime in the past because the voices were off.
Mm, mm-hmm. And that's another thing. One thing I'll try to tell people, well, if you're in the anime or something, but you only like the dub because you don't feel like reading the subtitles, I heard one thing. Somebody told me that they didn't want to miss what was on screen because they were reading the subtitles. And what I told them was, when you gotta realize, whenever they put the subtitles on the screen and the
Mhm.
way they do their animation, they will never have a character doing an action while they are speaking.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless it's like an action where they're like about to hit somebody or like mid sentence or something like that. But for the most part, they're usually standing still because it'll cost more money to do all those extra stuff for animations and things while people are talking, because they have to move the mouth and do the body at the same time and make it work. So I think most times they just, for most anime, I think, not like
Mhm.
low budget ones, but decently made ones, they'll just have all the characters kind of stand still.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I think you're right on that as well. Something I've noticed too.
and it's kind of surprising that they do that, considering that if you were in Japan, they wouldn't have subtitles.
Right.
So I think it's interesting that it just kind of works out that way. But that's just what I've noticed whenever they do subtitles.
I agree. Plus Japan, they're very quiet with action and all that as well. I don't know if you ever noticed that.
Very quiet.
Yeah, like for example, if you look at their movies, like when they watch movies in the theater, they stayed quiet till the end.
Hmm.
Also, with their wrestling events, if you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, they're very quiet. They don't say anything. It's very what's the word? It's very interesting.
Oh, dude, you are right. They are quiet, because I know a lot of times they'll say they can tell someone is American because we're so loud. I think I could be wrong, but I think I did hear one somebody say like they kind of like that though, that we're loud. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because we're just more vocal about certain things,
Mm,
but
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not sure. I don't know, because I'm American, so I can't really see it out of my own point of view. But it's kind of like, I think anybody can be loud. It just depends on what type of person you are. But maybe with them, they're usually more polite and everything, so they
I
wouldn't
agree.
so they wouldn't really get to a loudness. Even in like shows where they'll have their characters sort of yell when, like,
Mhm.
oh, they get super mad or something, but most times you won't really see that.
Now that you point that out, I definitely agree with that logic.
And then
Hmm.
another thing, like, look at our TV shows. I mean, just to
Right.
just to give a very decent example, like, look at any of the Housewives series. It's just a bunch of ladies, and basically they walk in, something happens like drama wise, and they all start going crazy. Like, everybody's yelling at each other, pulling each other's hair, doing this, that, and the third, about to yell and fight and whatever. But then you go to Japanese show, what was it called? Uh, something house, terrace house. You'll watch
Mm,
Terrace House. They're just like 6 to 10 individuals living in the same household for like a month straight. No fighting, no nothing, no drama. It's just quiet. They're all getting along. It's just like, dude, that's like the best mixer you could probably have, like experience. Like dating wise, if you wanted to like date around, dude, that'd be your best experience yet. Because at least you could like have and like live around a couple girls in a sense and still go to work and still talk to them without necessarily being like, no, I have a boyfriend.
right.
It's just like, uh, we're just here to conversate and stuff, and they're all just here to see where it goes. And if it goes a certain way, then they'll go that way. But other than that, they don't try to force anything. And
I agree.
I actually like the show because of it, because it's like, I mean, it's just a slow process,
Right.
and both parties actually take the time to get to know each other instead of be like rushing into shit. Because we like
Mm-hmm.
to fucking rush all the fucking time, dude.
100%.
Like it's dude, it's so bad that it's just like I think it might have been hard for me to date early on because what would end up happening is I'm very forward, and so I just don't care about that running behind somebody bullshit. So I would ask a girl out or something, and they'd be acting like, oh shit, like we're about to get married. And I was like, no, we're just going on a date or we're just talking. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
I think unfortunately society made it like that. Like I think how do I word this? I think
Mm,
society made it where we're supposed to get married by a certain age.
yeah, it's social stuff too. And I
Yeah.
won't say there weren't any cases where because for me, if I'm gonna talk with somebody, I'm already sort of, getting serious about them a little bit. But
Hmm.
I don't think that it's kind of like I'm ready to date.
Right.
Like, so it's kind of like if, oh shit, if I'm ready to go ahead and date, that means like you and me are like exclusively talking, and I won't stop talking to you exclusively unless
Hmm.
like we've broke it off or something. So it's like I'm not gonna talk to any girls because I can't divide my attention like that. I don't see how people do that shit because that shit is fucking exhausting.
No, I agree with that
It
100%.
it's already bad enough trying to talk to one damn person.
It's not true. I mean, no, it is true. It's definitely a commitment. Like, for example, I mean, you saw me with my now girlfriend. I had to do a commitment for that.
Mm, yeah, it's just I don't know. I I think if well, let me see. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just ready to go. Like if you communicate with me that you want me, then I'm all in.
Hmm.
Unless you say otherwise, and I mean, if we're just dating or just talking or whatever, then it's just no big deal. It's the problem I have is when people don't fucking communicate with each other, and that shit is just like it's
Right.
just like damn, like you couldn't even just tell me. But I will say, at least in for us, for girls it's a little bit harder because they have to worry about the guy possibly being crazy. But it's kind of like I don't know. It's hard to put a reason behind certain things.
You're definitely onto something.
I
Yeah.
mean, my perspective is different because I'm a guy, so
Right.
I'm not gonna understand it from the other side.
I agree with you on that one. But I think coming from like a person that dated a crazy chick, I see that point. Like you gotta make sure the guy's obviously not crazy.
Right.
Same with the girl.
Oh,
Like
but see, but then that gets into getting to know the person.
right.
If you don't actually get to know the person and like get to like really understand them as a
Mm,
person instead of just like some trophy to go after, then yeah,
right.
you're gonna be scared if you like try to do some shit. So I think
I agree.
it's just a communication thing, in my opinion.
I I definitely agree with you on this one. I feel like are you okay if I say on your stream a double standard?
Well, let me go ahead and end the video here then.
Yeah, sorry. I know it's kind of good. Yeah,
No, no,
spike.
no, no, you're good. I was recording for
Oh,
like
gotcha.
yapping sessions. So I'll go ahead and just end it here, and I'll continue with something else later.
I apologize.
No, you're good. Peace
You
out,
ready?
y'all. Not yet.
Oh, peace.
Peace out, YouTube.